brother Cornbread Mafia in here. What's up, Cornbread Mafia? My brother Cornbread Mafia. My man, how are you, sir?
I see you getting a lot of backlash from the Hispanics.
Yeah, brother. Now, man, they the colognes that have you seen Derek Cologne's videos? Some of the horse crap he pushes do.
Yeah, he's a fabricator. He fabricates lies.
Yeah,
he does a lot of research, and when he gets the research, he looks for empty spaces and he fill those holes with lies.
Yeah, one lie that he likes to talk about how now, because I warn people about that 50-50 stuff, because sooner or later they're going to start saying that they created and we got it from them. And he does that with the up rocking shit, talking about these Puerto Ricans who were rocking crews, and they were doing this rocking in the 1960s, late 60s, and then black people, y'all got it from them. Y'all got the rocking and the breaking from them.
He's blatantly lying. Funk dancing was created by 1967. It was freestyle funk dancing. You can call it variations of different names. It was called freestyle, then it was called burning. Out of burning came breaking. In other parts of the city, they will call burning rocking. But those are people who learned it later. You can't teach black people their own dance styles to their own music. That doesn't make sense. That's not logical. Every time we create a dance style or dance fad, it becomes a trend to the next race. Whites will start learning it. Hispanics will start learning it. We have been doing this trend since swing dancing, ragtime, foxtrot. Every time we create something, we create a new dance fad and the world copies it. This is no different.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, man. And, we're getting a lot of straightening with the documentary, man. We got some heavyweights, and, these people are kind of losing their minds. They're trying to dig for some mythological Jamaicans who some Jamaican records. And I talked to everybody I talked to. Nobody heard of no damn toasting, none of that stuff.
Toasting originated from Black Americans. Toasting were Jamaicans copying Black Americans rapping on the radio during the 1940s and 50s.
Right. We touch on that in the movie too. We also touch on that sound system thing too, because their narrative is that, well, y'all got the sound system concept from the Jamaicans. And
this is another lie,
yeah. So we talk about the Brooklyn DJs, and there were some Jamaicans, Maboya and a couple of those, but Flowers and all of these other guys, they were FBA. And
Flowers was doing it earlier. Flowers is the father of mobile DJing. Flowers was the first to have two turntables on the black party circuit in New York. Mm-hmm. He was mixing records, break beats, and everything before Kool Herc wanted to be a DJ.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I saw an interview recently where the host, I think the host might have been non-FBA. He was trying to get Herc to say that Herc was listening to some of the Jamaican sound systems when he got to New York, and Herc was like, "No, I was listening to the USA guys.
Herc will tell you himself. When he came here at 12. Yeah. He said he was Black Americanized. He said when he got about 15 to 16, he started running with Black American kids. The majority of his friends were all Black Americans. They took him to block parties, church parties, clubs under DJ John Brown, other different DJs he's seen playing break beats for people breaking. Phase 2 and the whole crew were breaking. That's what made him want to be a DJ. Following them, learning how to build a sound system. That all came from Black Americans. He didn't get that from Jamaica.
Right. Yes, and a lot of folks don't know about the John Brown. I found a picture of John Brown. I actually found a picture of him. And because nobody can find the guy. Nobody knows where John Brown is. But John Brown was playing at, was it Paradise? Or what was the club he was playing?
He was playing at the Plaza Tunnel. The Plaza Tunnel in the Bronx.
Plaza. Yeah, I knew it started with a P. The Plaza.
That man was a James Brown fanatic. He played Just Begun. That's where Herc got it from. He was playing all those records first. Mm-hmm. The only thing Herc introduced to the west side of the Bronx, not the whole New York. Herc only played for the west side of the Bronx. He introduced Apache, Bongo Rock. He introduced those two records to the west side of the Bronx. He cannot speak for the rest of New York.
Yeah. When did you start seeing Mario first on the scene?
Mario, he came around the same time as Herc, maybe a little after, because Cool DJ D was there first.
Yeah.
And then he assisted Mario. So Mario came a little around Herc, because in the order it goes from DJs way back like Grandmaster Flowers. He's the king, the first.
Yeah.
Everybody take his nickname. That's where you get these Grandmaster, Grand Mix Masters, Ice Master, Spin. It all comes from him. They all started emulating him. Then after him comes like DJ Pete Jones. Then you got Maboya from Panama.
Yeah.
He brought a little Caribbean flavor, but he was mostly disco. Then after him, you got other big DJs around, Fantasia. You got a lot of groups. Then come John Brown, like local DJs. Those are local DJs. You got top city DJs like Flowers and them, where they're all city. They demand it everywhere. Then you got local DJs who are only good in their area, which is like John Brown, Smokey, DJ Smokey, and the Smokatrons. They were the B-boys, the breakers before Herc's crew. Then they all went to Herc parties. Then come Herc. Then like Mario and Cool DJ D, and then later on you get Flash. Flash just did a better version. He really enhanced way better than what Herc was doing than everybody else. Then came Bambaataa, and then you get everybody else like DJ Breakout and Baron and the Funky Four, and then you get Melly Mel. But Hollywood, DJ Hollywood is the father of rap. He's the father of king rap and R&B.
Yep.
He gave the flow to rap. When everybody else was rapping to a point where it was just no rhythmic to it, he is the father. That's who you give the credit to, him first. He changed the whole flow of rap.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
and then you get everybody else, Melly Mel, the three MCs, then you get the Funky Four, then you get everybody else, MC Kaz and Kumo D. Those are the legends right there. And Pebbly Pooh and Sha Rock.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. You hear there was a girl named Pepsi, Queen Kenya.
Zulu Queen, yeah, Zulu. She's from the Zulus.
Yeah. What happened to her?
I don't know if she's still around. I don't know what happened to her, but she was there. She was there, her and Lisa Lee. That's their crew from over there. They the Zulu Queens. Yeah. They came with the Soul Sonic Force and Bambaataa in them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Debbie D. Debbie D was there. So you got like a few other women that's not mentioned that should be there, like Little Lee. She was with the L Brothers. You got certain other girls that was there, but the dominants are Sha Rock, Pebbly Pooh, Debbie D, Pepsi, and Lisa Lee. The Mercedes ladies too. Yeah, so that's the crew right there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And DJs. You got female DJs too that don't get no credit. You got Pete DJ Jones' sister, Becky. Becky Jones, she was a DJ. Then you got DJ Bambaataa, which was a female version of like Bambaataa. Then you got DJ Wanda D. You got a lot of people back then that don't get no credit. But by 1970, 78, 70, Wanda was there, yeah.
Right. Wanda was Debbie's DJ, right?
Yeah, right. Wanda D. Yeah, she's the first. She's the first for like female DJ. One of the first. Between her and Bambaataa.
First, I didn't know that though. Oh.
Yeah. And then you got about 78, 79, that's when you start seeing a lot of Hispanics pop up. That's when you see your first Latin DJ like Charlie Chase and then Disco Wiz. That's when the Latinos was leaving the Latin scene of salsa, merengue, whatever they were playing, Willie Colon.
But according to Dr. Colon, it was the Bronx Boys, TBB, in 1975, because he's insistent on 1975. They were rocking, and that's where everybody was getting the rock names from, Charlie Rock and the Rocksteady, and everybody was getting them. That's what he said.
The rocking is the alternative name for burning. That's all it is. It's an aggressive version of burning dance. That's all it is. It's the same dance. Once again, they're copying a fast style of dance that we were doing to our own music, funk and soul. Everybody has a dance style that goes to their own music genre of their ethnic heritage. When people watch us, they follow Black people, what they were calling morenos back then. Right. They follow our style of dance. You don't know how to dance to our music unless you watch us. You could take funk music and leave it in Japan. They would not know what to do with it. But if they see a Black American dance to it, they get an idea. Oh, that's how they dance to that music. We create a dance style for every genre of music we create. And then whoever's around us, whether they're white or Hispanic, if they watch us, they'll learn from us, from school, living in the community, being a friend next door. We teach them, we show them how to dance to our music. This is the name of it. Rocking is a Black American slang. Rock the party. Kev Rockwell. Johnny Rock, K Rock, TT Rock. These are Black American nicknames. We name everything after everything we do. We'll teach you the slang. If you hang around us, you will always tell a person who hang around Black Americans. I don't care if they're white, Asian, Hispanic, Japanese, Arab, Blacks from other countries. If you see them, you can tell if they hang around Black Americans because they emulate our slang, our dress, our fashion, our mannerisms. That's only unique to Black Americans. So you can't let these people come into the culture, trick you, gaslight you about your own culture that we recycle from our grandparents and they recycle it from their grandparents. Right. We have a history of doing this for centuries that they don't have in their history or heritage at all. Even their grandparents were copying the swing dance moves, mixing them into the mambo and salsa. If you take jazz out of salsa, what's left? You got to look at the influence of Black American culture before they had contact with us and after they had contact with us. What were they doing before they met us, and what were they doing after they had contact with us? You will see the influence.
Yeah, because when I'm seeing a lot of the footage and just talking to a lot of the pioneers, from what I understand, the Latinos, not only were they not doing hip hop, they were really into the disco, hustle, Denny Terrio thing. They were trying to be on that vibe.
That they were strictly into like salsa and a Latin hustle. It was a dance called a hustle done in disco. It was a ballroom partner dance, real flashy. You had the original version, and then you had variations, a disco version, you had a Latin version. The Latin version was popular because it was flashy. Then you had the funky version, which was a street version, was incredible. It's different versions of the hustle, but they were very, very into salsa, like salsa music, merengue, guajira music, Willie Colon, Fania All-Star, Tito Fuente. They was very into Spanish music, but they become Americanized. By 77, 79, 1980 is when you start seeing them come around. That's when you see them not kind of abandoning their culture, but you don't see no more salsa bands. They're not doing salsa music no more. All the New York Latinos are directly focused on following Black Americans into hip hop.
Yeah.
We always keep our culture going. We're not going to abandon our culture and music to follow some other people. We're not going to do that.
Right.
It's not an insult to them, but we're very proud of what we created. And we created, and it's become so incredible, and it's a world phenom that we have like 25 different music forms that's worldwide, and it has affected everywhere in the world. Anywhere you go in the world, you're going to find some form of Black American music or dance style or routine or influence.
When did you first start seeing them running with this whole Latinos and Blacks did it together? When did you first start seeing that? I didn't see that in the 90s or the 80s. When did you start?
It started about the 90s. I started seeing about the 90s. 90s, you started to see it. That's when you start to hear more, when you start seeing Fat Joe and Big Pun. We started seeing more and more Latino rappers popping up hard. Then they started that, and then they started with the Asians in hip hop, and then the whites, and then the Vanilla Ice and the Eminems. Of course, you have different races and ethnicities that join different Black American music art forms. Mm-hmm. So when we create something, we have it in our community 3 or 5 years, and then it leaves out of our community and spreads to other ethnic groups that's near us. That happens with jazz, rock and roll, any form or dance that we create, it's going to spread. It's not going to stay with us. But the people got to understand that you may be the first racial group to learn it from us. You weren't with us when we created it. We just taught it to you.
Right.
We've been doing it. What's old for us is new for you because it's not part of your culture. You've never seen it before. Mm-hmm. And they have to accept that. I can sit here all night and just go on a rant about different things that we broke the mold when the world were all doing their own traditional music and dance styles or whatever. Mm-hmm. Even fashion styles, the square hairline, the shape up, the lineup. That's a signature Black American hairstyle, contribution to barbering. Mm-hmm. But it's everywhere in the world now. But if you go 100 years from now, they're going to say somebody else created it.
Yeah.
You have to get your culture or they're going to take it from you.
Mm-hmm. Man, when you were growing up in the Bronx, and we're seeing this in the hip hop influence, the 5%ers, that narrative has not been taught, and we're teaching.
Very influential. They've been there forever. They've been there forever.
Yeah, yeah,
forever. They've been there. They're one of the first influences. Yes, they've been there forever. The 5%ers been there since like some of the early dances were 5%ers. At smoky parties, they were dominated by 5%ers.
Right. The
posing that you see, all that posing that you call a b-boy stance, that pose, that's like 5%ers. They was doing that.
Yeah.
It was just aggressive style of standing on the corner, just the way it was. It just became a thing. But nah, 5%ers is they've been there forever. Before it was a hip hop. like
Yeah.
graffiti, all that. That was style writing. That was all that. All that was before hip hop.
Hmm.
Yeah, they just made it into something. They marketed it, but this is something that was natural, everyday Black American life.
Yeah. Man. But brother, man, I appreciate you, man. And you got to come to the premiere. We're gonna have a big premiere of the movie in New York, man. So you got to come on through, brother.
Definitely. I'm pushing for you. Sasa called me, Trixie called me. He was like, "Oh, we just left Tariq. Tariq, I said, yeah, I see." He's like, "Yeah, we was all there." He
Oh
said,
yeah.
"We laid it down. We laid it down." I said, "Got it."
Oh yeah. I had Salsa send me pictures. I got pictures that's never been seen of those guys. I got pictures of Trixie. So yeah. So it's gonna
Yeah,
be
shout out to them. Shout out to Trixie, Sasa. Those are the first B-boys. Clark
yeah.
Kent, the
Hmm.
nigga twins, the legendary twins, um, Trixie, all of them, King Trixie, DJ Hollywood, Grandmaster Flowers. Y'all got to give this man credit. He is, before there was a hip hop name, you had Grandmaster Flowers who had the two turntables before everybody since like 1970. He
Now
was
here's the thing.
mixing.
Now here's the thing about Flowers, because yeah, a lot of people, and we talk about this in the film. A lot of people get dismissed as being, well, that's just a disco guy. He's just a disco.
He was doing that before disco. Disco didn't kick in to 72, 73. Flowers was DJing since 1967. He was strictly dealing with funk beats, soul and funk. He was blending James Brown and Bobby Bird records. That's hip hop. You
Hmm.
blending break beats already in 70, 71. He was doing this already. He was obsession. And he had dances. They would call it burning and rocking. He had city steppers. They was doing the early burning b-boy style before it got directly to the floor. So the format was there. The first MC was KC, the Prince of Soul.
Yep. With
KC, the Prince of Soul, was the
he
first
yeah.
like MC that hit the format with Grandmaster Flowers. When you look at the DJ and the rapper, that format came from them. The mixing and the break beats, that format came from them.
Hmm.
Before there
Yeah.
was anybody else, they started it.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I'm seeing it. DJ Chip. There's another guy out there in Brooklyn.
Oh, Chip Fantasia. Yes, Chip he's a legend, historian.
Yeah. Yeah. And I saw a flyer that Chip had from 1972 for a jam, but even before the Hurt flyer. So we
Yeah.
gonna
Hurt flyers don't start to like that Hurt flyer 73 is fake. That one, that card, index card, that's not
yeah.
real.
Right.
His
Right.
flyers start later when he start getting into like the Hevalo. Those are the real flyers that start from there. But that index card is not. That's not real at all because
Yeah.
the people they got on there weren't even at Hurt first parties. They didn't show up until like 75. They a lot of them started at 75 because Hurt started at 73, and that's his first party. That's when he was
Right.
learning how to DJ. So that's not considered the first day hip hop started. When a person learning how to DJ and throw your first party ever, that's not when hip hop started. No.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, those Brooklyn guys, I'm hearing a lot about those Brooklyn dudes, and I've been corresponding with them, and they're saying the same thing. A lot of they were blending, and you had MCs there too. But again, they get dismissed as being disco, and there's at that time there wasn't a big distinction because everybody was playing quote unquote
Playing the same
disco
stuff.
and
Yeah.
same stuff. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Hurt just stood out. He stood out like the way John Brown and Smokey stood out. He focused on beats. Yeah, other
Yeah.
boroughs like Brooklyn, they would blend the beats. Yeah, they would extend the break beats too, which is still the same thing. Hurt just did an idea where he took it and said, all right, I'll put multiple beats back to back. He may not have been smooth with it because, it was breaks. He had to keep putting the record back on, but he did it. And then Flash took it to a whole nother level. Grandmaster Flash took it to a different level, him and Theodore.
Mm,
But
yeah.
it was already being done. Brooklyn was doing it. John Brown was doing it. Grandmaster Flower was doing it. Smokey and the Smokatrons. They don't never
Hmm.
focus on him. He's a legend. The
Yep.
Smokatrons, before there was B-Boys, they were legends. These people were there. Phase 2 in his dance group called Electric Movements. They were early burners and rockers at John Brown parties. City Steppers was
Mm,
dancing at Grandmaster Flowers parties. They all had the same format. It's just that Bronx had a better style. Their style evolved. They had a better style and they stood to the forefront. But they all was
yeah.
basically doing the same thing, but Bronx had a way better style and they distinguished themselves. That's what happened. But Hollywood got to get his credit. Hollywood is the king of rap and R&B. That man
Yeah.
is with the flow of rap what you got now.
Oh
Melly
yeah.
Mel, Hollywood, MC Cass, and Kumo D. That's your legends right there when it comes to rapping.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We talk about that in depth in the film. Hollywood really breaks it down. Hollywood hit me up the other day. I was talking to him the other day. So yeah,
That man is a legend. That man's a legend out of Harlem. It's the way he blends his music. Man, if you Hollywood is the king of rap and R&B. Put it like
yep,
that. That man, he got to get his flowers. He's
yes
been there
indeed.
forever. Him and Eddie Chiba, they have to get their flowers. They there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of legends they don't talk about. They missing a lot of gaps when it comes to talking about this stuff. It's a lot of gaps, especially how far it goes back to like the 1940s, the Harlem Renaissance. That's all
Oh yeah,
we're doing when it comes to breakdancing and b-boying, and even in the West Coast, electric boogaloo, locking, the jit in Detroit. All these styles all came from soul and funk parties of Black Americans in the 70s. We are recycling what we've done in the Harlem Renaissance, and then before that, we are recycling what our great great grandparents did down south. This is purely a Black American culture, uncut.
yes
The only people
indeed.
that don't know are people that are not Black American. They don't know. They're learning. All we got to do is sit down, sit with our grandparents and talk. Why do you think we're recycling the same slang, jive, down south
Right.
slang? We just recycling the same. We're all cultures recycling what their ancestors do. But Black Americans, we are a unique culture. I don't care if we invented something, heart surgery, traffic light, gas masks, agriculture, food, music, anything we get into, we add a flair to it. We do something, we give it some kind of Black American flavor to it. I call it being Black Americanized.
Mm-hmm. No doubt. My man Cornbread, man, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much,
Thank
man.
you, Sharif.
I'm my man. That's brother Cornbread Mafia from the Bronx. That brother's on it. That brother is on it.